Oh, I was born in Ruston, Louisiana. That's back south. It was just like this. My idea, I don't see no difference. 3 boys and 2 girls. No, they're gone. Oh, when I was about 12 or 13, I was 13. And my mom got me a spot working at a children's home. And so, this might seem funny, but that's where I went and hung around, like working in this place with these kids, just laughing around and talking around it where you are. What kind of home was this I was working in Russell?
You said it was a children's home.
It was where you adopt kids.
Oh, an orphanage.
Yeah, an orphanage. And I went, and my grandmother took me there, where they put kids when they open them off, and I was around with them, and growed up. I guess she was working in there, but I was just in there laughing and talking, keeping them company. And they was paying me to do this. Yeah, they played games just like they play now, balls.
Mhm.
It was a white place.
Mhm.
And they played ball and, little games. And I was playing it with them.
Mhm.
I growed on up like until 16. Then I started doing a little work in there. They let me come in there and start doing a little work. That's just sitting around talking with the children.
Mhm.
And that's what I did. I remember that. I was 16. I was in there help keeping those kids,
Mhm. Mhm.
I would sit in there and, kind of folks come in, I would, take their names and what have you.
Mhm.
And until they come back, till they was come in,
Okay.
the peoples. So that's the most I did when I was about 13 or 14.
Mhm.
And then I didn't do too much. I just went to school and took in my own business and not nobody else's.
Mhm.
And, not talking and keeping up junk. So that's what I did then.
Mhm.
I was about 17 when I would do this, take names and things at this office. So that's what I did at that time. So what else you want to know?
Why did they start calling you Mother?
Because they heard somebody else calling their mama there. And then I guess, you want to know how old I was?
Mm-mm.
What? When?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
I guess I ought to have been about, I ought to have been about 20 when my kids started calling me Mother. And it wasn't too much of nothing exciting that I did, but just a real thing, like everybody else. But I just didn't uh, mix in with a whole lot of folks. If I saw you doing something, I'd go do it. No, I didn't do that. I did my own thing all the time. And I didn't mess in with nobody else's business. I took care of my own. And I never was in a big argument or none of that kind of stuff because I didn't believe in mixing in with the next one. I wanted to do my own.
So when we started calling you Mother, and people would ask you, why your kids
No, they didn't ask me that.
They didn't?
No, they know that. I guess the older folks know that kids call their mamas whatever, and y'all call me what dear. So it didn't bother me none, you know. I just figured that's kids.
Yeah.
And what else questions? How we met? We met at church. His daddy was something like a deacon, and so we met at church, and then school, and that's how we met. Anything else?
Because didn't you tell me that his sister introduced you guys and Susie?
No, I was with it. I would be with his sister,
Okay.
and being with his sister, I'm meeting him, you know, and we would just all be together, and I guess we started looking at each other, and that's how we met.
Okay.
At church and at school. So those are the ways that we met. So we just kept on from that, and then we got old enough to marry, and that was it.
Okay.
Now we rented a house. We got married, and then we rented a little 3-room place, and we stayed there. And after we got in this little house, he was working, and I was working, and we saved our little money, and then we came to California,
Okay.
and we came out here. He got a job, and I got a job, and we stayed down in Oakland a while.
Was Uncle Ath and Uncle Pluma there then?
They were there when we come out here. We moved with them for a little while, and then we got our own. Cause I always believed in having my own, and so we got our own self-apartment. He got his job, and I got mine. Cause I always liked it to work and do my own thing. So after that passed on, and then here come you, and then we just start having those. Yep, you guys, and we just start doing our own thing. It wasn't no big thing or nothing to do. We just did our own thing. You know, we didn't look at nobody else to copy after them. We did what we come out here to do.
Yeah.
We come from Louisiana to California to build, and that's what we did. Until, you know, he got sick. And then there it is. It's all over. But I never did love to copy at nobody else. I always liked to do my own thing. So ask me another question, because I don't know no answer. We was married. I don't know how many years. I'm trying to ask you how many years we.
I know, I wasn't married to him.
Oh Lord, how many years was I married? All of them, cause I married when I was about 18, 17, and it just went on and went on until I guess I ought to have been married about 20-some years.
Longer.
Longer? Well, all way back there then, you know.
It was more like 45 or 50.
I think it was 50. Maybe 50, because I think when Daddy died, I think I was 50 when he died.
And you guys were married before you had Shirley. So it
Oh
was a
yeah,
couple
we
of
were
years before then. And
some
then,
years before then,
So
but
about 55 years.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
that sounds more
Maybe it was.
right. It was between 55 and 58.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we came out here because I was following my brothers.
I could answer that.
What?
Sorry. I was trying to get that hair up.
We come to Oakland because my brothers came, and they sent for us, and we come on out, and we've been here ever since. And my husband got sick after we was here some years. I don't forgot how many years it was right off the bat, because he worked all the time. And after he passed, I come up here. And I've been here ever since. And don't ask me how many years I've been here.
17 years.
It was no different to me. It was just out, just changing cities, but it wasn't no different.
What?
It wasn't different. I didn't see nothing different in it. 'Cause I was way out here,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. I was out here renting, and I had my own back there. But it wasn't no different in Oakland. I mean, when we come to Oakland. My job was working at that clinic I was telling you about, where they adopt kids.
Children's Home Society.
Oh, so same when you
Yeah,
went
uh-huh,
to California?
uh-huh. That's what I started working at.
But when you was 17,
I was back in Oakland at
that
that.
was in
I was back in
Louisiana.
Louisiana, yeah.
But
It was an orphanage.
that was an orphanage that you worked at. But then when you started working,
And when
Yeah.
I was in Louisiana, I had a brother back there, and he was a person to go around to these drugstores and take orders to peoples. And my two brothers always seed after me. And when I told him to get me a good job, so he got me a job working for a principal at a tech down there in Ruston. And I worked for them. And see, I've been a person, I've always worked. And I didn't run around gossiping with folks. And I told him to get me a good job, and he did. And that's what I did in Ruston. I worked for this principal.
what'd you do for the principal?
What I did for the principal, they had a little boy. And when I got out of school, I'd go take care of this little kid and take him to the nursery, maybe, take him around. But it was a good job. I liked that job, I didn't like no trashy place. And I stayed with them. And that's what I did then. And then when I came out here, what did I do? I worked at that Army hospital down there in Oakland. Down there.
In Oakland.
Yeah, in Oakland. And I worked there mostly till I came out here. And I was too old. I think I had got too old to work then out here. I didn't do no work. My life has been a good life to me, 'cause I never did no hearsay from this one and that one. 'Cause I didn't never mingle with too many folks like that. So I always liked it to do what I thought was right. So it wasn't no hard thing for me. It's just that I didn't mingle with a lot of folks. You know, it wasn't I was trying to be, you know what, but I just wanted to be me, do my thinking, and not just run with this one and that one. So that's just the way I came up, and that is the way I got right here now. I ain't been sick. A whole lot's coming on up. I've been kind of healthy. Look like everybody always wanted to do me good. When I was younger, real young, when I got old, it was the same. So it wasn't no different for me to stay out of people's face. So what else, like, what do you want to know something like?
Oh.
It didn't mean nothing to me. I mean, it's just, you know, another person. And, you know, if he could get it, that was good for him to get it. You know, it ain't just to my idea, it ain't just for one type of person. So if you got the knowledge, then you go on with it. You know, that's my thing. My best of that, I thank the Lord for letting me make it to 100. And I don't like to see nobody else, you know, running over the next one. Let him do what he can and you do what you can. And my thing is right now, I don't like gossiping folks. I like for you to do yours and let me do mine. This is the way I feel about it. And I guess that's the reason why I made it this far, because I ain't mangling in your business and you don't have to mangle in mine, you know.
So what's the greatest thing that you've done or have done in your life that makes you think about? I thought one of them was having me.
Well, I had y'all. It's okay, you
Uh-huh.
know. I mean, I thought that's what I was supposed to do is have a couple of kids
Mm-hmm.
or two. I enjoyed my kids. I enjoyed y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to bring y'all this way as good as I knew how.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one thing. I don't have a lot of thoughts about different stuff. I just think my own way, you know, and let you think yours. I don't meddle in your business, and you don't have to meddle in mine if I got something.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the next question? There ain't too many more. It made me feel okay because I mean, I always feel like I need something. That's if I get it, I think I deserve it. You know, I, when they give me that key to the city, I was glad of that because I thought I had earned it. You know, so it didn't feel like no different to me. It just feel like I got it. You know, just like anybody else would get it. Cause you know, I don't. A lot of people just don't do a lot of things that to cause them not to get nothing, you know. You carry yourself in a way that they might pick you or anything. Like my little granddaughter, every time she come over here, you know what I'm talking about? She wanna ask me, what was your life like when you was coming on like 10? I said, just like my life is now. I mean, I don't think a whole lot of different things. I just think the way I'm supposed to think. That this is the way I'm supposed to be. So You know I ain't been sick a whole lot coming on up. I never has been sick like I'll be sick a little, like I had my appendix took out. But that's about the worst thing I ever had. But I always has come on up, and I guess it's because I don't meddle in your business. I just think of my own, you know. So that's just it. Ain't too much, but that's just the way it is, you know.
She was surprised when the mayor wished her a happy birthday on TV.
It says, It's just, and every time my granddaughter, who is, how old is that girl?
16, 17.
She always coned me off. And Granny, I said, what? Tell me how it was when you was coming on. I tell her the best I know how it was, you know. I said I didn't meddle in nobody else's business, and they didn't have to meddle in mine. I said, and when you find people sitting around talking stuff that don't mean nothing, I said just move on away from them because that ain't nothing. And she loved to hear me tell her that. And so I said, that's the way you do that. I said, you don't stand around for it's nothing but nothing. I said, always move on up. If you gotta be by yourself, just go and be by yourself, you know. Don't stand around and listen that nothing ain't gonna build you nothing, you know.
It'll help you.
So that's just the way my life was. I ain't had a lot, and I didn't look for a whole lot. I just looked like what I was gonna be blessed with, and let that be in that. And that's all. I ain't had no. I didn't have no whole lot of nothing I could tell.
What about your father? Tell us about your father and what he did for you and your sister, your sister and your brothers when your mom passed. What did he tell you guys? You told me a lot about how he felt about family and stuff.
What did I tell you?
You told me about how he would bring all you guys together and talk about how you were family, sisters and brothers, staying together.
Yeah, he told us all that.
Tell us about
Well, we did. It ain't nothing to tell. Just nothing but he teach us to hang together and don't just get all around. Just always be there for the other one. And he teach us stuff like that. But I guess everybody know that. But I was glad he taught us. I didn't have. No, I don't have nothing to tell, but only everybody ought to know that, how to come along with their life.
you love flowers, and you told me about how you would when I was born, how you used to push me in the buggy or go to the park, and that this lady, when you was coming up, told you to think, or when you were pregnant, I always think about beautiful flowers, about good things.
Oh, she did.
That would affect your child.
Yeah, she did tell me that, to always think about good things and right things. She said that would make your kid always look up and do stuff like that. But I just didn't think too much no more about it, because I was gonna do that anyway. It had been good for me, my thinking, because I didn't think about your thoughts. I thought about what I thought would make me happy and do the right thing, So I guess that's the reason the Lord brought me this far. Because he brought me this far and I ain't been down in the bed real sick for one time, and that was for the panic. So, because I don't tend to nobody else's business, I always think of my own. You know, I don't wish nobody no bad luck or nothing. I just think about me and want everybody to do as good as I'm doing or better. And that's about all I can say. I ain't been through no horrible nothing. Mm-mm. All my life has been just smooth. With nothing up, no big nothing. We wouldn't do nothing but go to church mostly and, you know, just go around some of his folks or go downtown. And Daddy always cared just about all of us, 'cause he wasn't keeping but about me, Alf, and the auntie, 'cause Mace was with my auntie. So he
Didn't
would
you guys
teach.
used to fish?
Huh?
Didn't you used to fish?
Dad used to fish, but he would just care us just to bring us along and he not leave us on nobody. I always appreciated that and said that's the way I was going to come along. It's just a long time, and I can't think of all that what happened, but I know I didn't do no bad nothing.
Yeah.
I know to nobody. You know, I know I always want to do the right thing and not wish no bad harm on nobody. But that's about the way you got to do it. You got to don't have bad thoughts about people. If they doing whatever, just let them go ahead. That's their business, not yours. And that's about the only way you can get along through this world is take care of your business and leave the other ones alone. Lord bless you like that. But you always got your hand in somebody else's business. You ain't going nowhere too much. But leave them alone and take care of your own. So I did know a lot before y'all come, but look like it's unscattered.
You said a lot.
And got out of my mind.
You said a lot.
I'd like to send them off, but don't steal nobody's stuff. Always work for your own. And if you don't have it, just leave it. So always keep you some kind of job for yourself. Always make it for yourself. Don't try to, use nobody else or use your own. God give you 5 and you should use them. So that's what I would like to tell these kids. That's the reason why my granddaughter, every time we get together, she want to know what did I do long when at her age. She always asks me that. Every time we meet up to the, and when she come here, now just tell me what did you do when you was my age, granny, and what did you think about long in times when you was like me. I said, well, don't be lazy. Always get you a job as you get older. I said, don't try to be sneaky on nobody. And she loved me to tell her that. I said, okay, I will. I said, when you see somebody that's talking, nothing ain't gonna build you up. I said, just leave it. Leave them doing their talking. You don't want to be where nobody's bringing somebody down. I said, always try to do the best you can when you're around. And don't be sneaky on nobody else trying to do low down things. She loves me to tell her that.
You telling her right now.
Huh?
You're telling her now, and you're telling the other kids, everybody else, of how they should live. You're leaving that wisdom. That's like you telling us all how to have a good life, and that's what Jesse wanted us to do.
Jesse?
Yeah, he wanted to tape it so that he could see it. He know it. He grew up with you.
Well, I know he know it. Well, I just wish I had more to tell her. I got more, but I can't get it.
It's a blessing that we can ask you those questions. A lot of people can't ask their grandparent, what did they do? How did they live? Where did they come from? Because they never knew them.
Yeah. Oh.
You know. But it's such a. I tell them now, it's a blessing that they can come, they can see you, and ask you, Granny, what did you do when you were 16?
That girl asked me that every time with me. How did you do it? What did you do? I said, well, just don't be in a lot of old messy crowd of people. Always be by yourself. I mean, you don't have to be by yourself. I said, but don't do like them. I said, just.
She hear you.
I said, just
Did you ever tell Jesse that?
huh?
Did you ever tell Jesse that?
I don't know if I told Jesse, but this girl always asks me.
I know.
Every time if she here, if she out. If you
Jesse knew it instinctively.
Yeah, Jesse did.
Jesse didn't be bothered with anybody.
Jesse don't be bothered with nobody too much. Jesse don't. No. So that's all. I can't think of nothing else. Can you think of anything?
Gosh, I don't know.
Well, I just thank the Lord that He ain't kept me down in the bed all the way up here. He took care of me. So I guess, because I didn't never melt to nobody's business that much, with people. I always love to be around by myself because I don't like a whole lot of, So I thank you for wanting to ask me what did I think about a lot of things, but that's just the way I come up. I didn't, I wasn't the one. Anything?
So did I get my green thumb from you or from Dad?
Green thumb.
Yeah, when I grow stuff. I like to grow flowers and plants.
You got that from me because I like to do plants. My big plants over there. And, but I just like to be by myself a whole lot. Not because I don't think it's it, but, this mess. I don't like mess. I don't like nothing out of shape. It if you don't think you can be nice, just pass me up. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot I was gonna say, but I look like it just don't want to come out. I don't got to let you go. I'll tell you. But she told me somebody was coming out and said what? When I saw this on the TV the other day, they was wishing me a 100 on the news. I wanted to say, now what? What they doing with me up there on the news? They don't know me and I don't know them. But anyway, it was one of them things, But you know what? I don't feel like I'm a Honda. The only thing is my leg hurts around the ankle. And it just started. So I had said I was going to go to the doctor and get something to rub it with. And,
But you don't feel like 100.
mm-mm,
I'm not sure how 100 is supposed to feel.
I don't either. I'm 100, but I don't feel like it. I just feel like me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
I
feel
think
like,
that's the way it's
oh,
supposed to feel.
I'm painting and I'm this and that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like all that. If my leg didn't hurt down around the ankle part, I would think I ain't 100. But well, I'm 100. They said. Mm-hmm. So just go on and try to take care of you and ask God to keep it straight for you, and He will. And He done kept it that way for me for this
100 years.
100 years. And I ain't been all that sick. When I was young, I had my appendix took out. But other than that, bad sickness, I don't think I never had. I ain't had that coming on up the road. Do I feel like I'm 100 now? And something? No, I don't feel like I'm 100. I just feel like I always felt, you know. Other than that, it makes me scared to think about I'm 100. Yeah, make me scared. How do you feel when you're 100? But I just feel the same.